Good afternoon, class. So I wanted to walk through with you setting up canvases in this video. Once again, they're just reference images that are there in the orthographic views to help us see how to lay out things relative to one another with them. First off, what can you use? Well, you do a sketch like that I'm showing there. You can also go out and find some good orthographic views of different vehicles. A lot of different sources out there on the web. Here's some examples that I've just kind of pulled down. Once again, need to be orthographic. They need to be fairly large in size. As you can see, this one is very tiny, so if we blew it up and tried to start using it, it would not really, be worthwhile. The pixels or the lines would be about 3 or 4 pixels wide and very fuzzy. This one, pretty decent, good set of views. This one probably better just simply because it's a lot larger file. It's got more views as well. So it can be orthographic sketches of a vehicle like this just to help you lay out relative size. It can be a sketch you come up with a new design, or like what we're going to look at, existing vehicle that I've already designed, and then how to go through and set these up. So our first thing we're going to do is look at how to correct views real quickly. So I've got set up here in Photoshop a blank file, and I'm going to go back in and pull up. Start with the left side because it's got the most information. Drop it in there, do that. Now I want to set up a bunch of guides to go along with it. One at the front, one at the back. There we go. At the top, remember you can pull guides off of rulers in Photoshop. And then once again, one at the top. So that gives me a good set of lines to work with. Now I'll go in and grab the top view, put it in there, hit return to accept it. Now these are all smart images, and you can't kind of scale them and so forth like you normally do. So one of the first things I'm going to do is go over here, select the name, and go down and choose rasterize layer. Okay. Now I can do some scaling and so forth. Also, I'm going to scale it down. Okay, or excuse me, set down the opacity so I can see through it. And now I can go over and do a select all. Okay, and then go to edit and free transform. And first thing, this one is definitely a little bit bigger, so I'm going to grab a corner, hold down the shift and the alt, scale it proportionally in about the center, and bump it down to right about there, and then I'll use some arrow keys over it and move it because it kind of snaps. And with this one, it's kind of hard to see. One other thing, let me see if I can throw another guide in real quickly. That's centered top to bottom pretty good. Don't worry about that. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'll hit return on that. Go grab the next view, which is the front of the moon truck. Hit return again, rasterize it, cut down the opacity. Okay, got a lot of stuff going on there, so turn this one off. Do select all again, edit free transform, and once again scale it down. This one just a little bit, actually, and bump it up just a little bit. Alright, good. And finally with this one, I think it definitely, let me go select free transform again because I want to grab and use like one of these points there as a center guide, and you can see that my vehicle is not centered on it, and probably just eyeball it. Looks pretty good there. Okay, and return to accept that. Alright, so now let's go through and export each one of these. Got a lot of extra white space on these, so before I do that, I'm going to grab a selection box. Let me deselect everything and redraw one that's a little smaller. Right about there. Go up to image, crop. Now I got something a little more reasonable to work with. And then go through exporting, export, quick export, and go through and select. So this is the left view there. That I would go out and save this. So let's do that real quickly with each one of these. Place it in this case. Turn that one off, turn that one on. Bring back the opacity, full opacity. Okay. Do the same exporting. This is the top view. Okay, replace, and one more, which would be the front view. Back to full opacity again. And export, quick export, and that's the front. Alright, now let's just make sure that's all working correctly. So here's that's the front view, good, side, and top view. Alright, now back to Alias to set them up. So I'm going to start with a new file, delete everything. Real important, I'm going to go in and lay out a new set of windows that are all the same size in essence. Real important to do that, otherwise you'll get canvases at different size. I'll go ahead and select the left window by selecting there in the bar. Go to File, Import Canvas Image, and I'll go to the option box to start off with. And I want to say always create a new canvas. Otherwise, they keep coming in on the same canvas and just making multiple layers. Okay to that. Go and choose the left view then. Hit open. That's good. Now I'll go through and do each one real quickly. So this will be now one quick shortcut in Alias. If you want to do the same command, all you have to do is go up, click on the menu thing twice, and it opens up the same one. So there's our front view. Okay, and then once again select the top view, double click on the file menu, select the top view there. Good. Now what we've created is 3 canvases that, as you can see, kind of intersect all 3 of them right there. Now I want to first start off by kind of moving these up and moving it back so that my wheel's centered right at the origin. Kind of hard to see that, so let's go over here to the control panel. This is the transparency tab right there. Open it up and select canvases and slide it over so I can see through all these canvases like that. I'm going to say pick nothing and try to do all 3 of them at one time. Just click here in the side window. Hang on, I got to move. So shift and control, middle mouse button, move, click and drag. And like I said, I want to set that wheel up right there so I can take advantage of doing the revolve for the tire, that part. Now I can go through and move these different places. Pick nothing, pick object, select like the side canvas, say move again. Now hopefully using the arrows there, like with the middle mouse button in this case, push it back. That's good. So it gets it to the back. Let's see if we can do the top one. Canvases, you always got to select the edge, not in the center. Right mouse click to pick the Z axis. Awesome. And then finally one more. Click this one and use the left mouse button and seem to work okay. Push it back. Alright. So now we just got some space to work in there. To keep from did that move? No. Okay. So and to keep from accidentally picking the canvases in the future, what I'm going to do is create a layer, put all these on it, and then make it either a template or a reference, and that way they'll be visible but not selected. So go to Windows, go to the object lister, right mouse click, say create or insert a new layer, call this canvas. Okay, select all 3 of these in the window here, right mouse click, assign, so they're all there, and this little option right there changes if it's pickable. That's reference, so that means you can still curb snap to it technically, but it's not pickable. And then the other one is reference, which is blue, which is totally just see them, but you can't do anything with them. So good. That sets up our first file. So let me go in and save this file. Save, and I'll call this video demo 1 there in the wire file, and hit save. Replace that. And next we'll start looking at going in and modeling the main bodies.